everybody, and welcome once again to Fayetteville, North Carolina. Professional Putters Association National Championship. It is semifinal down to the last four players now, and the four I think we're looking at the cream of the crop.
Well, I would have to agree with you, Frank. I think we started out with the finest field we've ever had. The fact that Ed Haggerty's not with us in this foursome shows you what a strong field it is, and I'm looking forward to some great matches.
Let's take a look at our bracket board. We'll tell you exactly what we're talking about here. The four players we have left. Today's match, Jeff Vestep, the defending champion in this tournament, goes against Robert Smith, who has won it a couple of times. The next week, we will see Steve Guyton go against Ron Frederick. Keep in mind, the winner today winds up with no less than $10,000 and a chance for the $22,000 top prize in the tournament. Let's take a look at Jeff Vestep.
Well, he's the defending national champion. He's a 23-year-old fella from Dayton, Ohio. He's won over $17,000 in his very short career. He was the 1980 Rookie of the Year on the PPA. An excellent player. His first round match, he was 11 under, so it shows the quality of play that he has, and it's going to take somebody of the importance that you have to talk about to beat Jeff Vestep.
And that gentleman happens to be Robert Smith. Robert won his match, one up against Gary Benfield. He has the credentials, though he's been kind of on and off the tour the last couple of years while he's been establishing his CPA practice. But he is an outstanding putter, and he is bidding to become the first man to ever win 3 national titles. He could do that if he wins just 2 more matches. In addition to winning this title a couple of times, he's also advanced to the semifinals on 2 occasions. So he is tournament hardened and, of course, has a lot of television experience. So now let's go out to the first tee. And once again, here's Neil Bowie, the Vice President of the Professional Putters Association. Neil?
Thank you, Frank. Here in Fayetteville, we've suffered a change in the weather conditions for our first semifinal match. On my right, Jeff Vestep. Jeff, when you played 4 weeks ago, it was hot, dry, and humid. The course was in perfect shape. We've had some rain this week. How does the difference in the carpet affect the way you play the golf course?
A lot of times you'll have to hit the ball a little harder, and when you bank the holes, you'll have to hit them a little earlier, too.
Okay, on my left, Robert Smith. Robert, what changes do you make in your game due to the wet conditions?
Well, I make sure I get the good roll into the rail whenever I'm using the rail to get a good kick. Otherwise, the ball will just slide the rail and not give you a chance to make a hole-in-one at all.
Okay, we'll be back after these messages with Jeff Vestep on the first tee.
Keep in mind that par is 2. Tommy Hogue, our tournament official, shaking hands with our 2 competitors as we go to number 1. This is a match a lot of people have been waiting for. Jeff Vestep and Robert Smith, 2 of the big favorites in this tournament. And Jeff with the honors. We've mentioned before, number 1, an unusually tough hole for an opening hole. Down that hill, up a hill, and into the cup. Now, Jeff can get hot, as he showed in his opening match against David Dingus, which he won 1 up. He had 2 strings going there, 1 of 5 aces in a row and 1 of 4 aces in a row.
That match was played a total of 21 under par by those 2 golfers, going all the way to 18. There's Robert falling behind in a hurry.
So Robert will pick up at that point, and the 2 players will go to hole number 2 with Vestep establishing his lead. Loser in this match earns $4,000, and the winner, of course, no worse than $10,000 and a chance to grab the $22,000 top prize moving on to the finals.
And here, with the carpet being a little bit wet on this saddle hole, as you call it, Frank, that will have a definite effect on the roll of the ball.
You want to get that rocking motion going and hope it rocks enough to go into the cup, and it did.
1 extra rock.
You notice how he was rocking his right arm along with it? So back-to-back aces to open here for Jeff Vestep.
And normally that shot goes in when it rocks off the front knoll as opposed to the back one. Just right there.
Jeff Vestep is from Dayton, Ohio. He is a printing press operator. And Robert Smith, 29-year-old CPA, who lives in DeSoto, which is a suburb of Dallas. 3rd hole. Vestep up by 1.
Little drop off right here, then up over the knoll to the plateau. A little slow.
So Jeff will have to settle for his par here.
I definitely think that the wetness on the carpet had a lot of effect on that shot.
Tommy Hogue, the official, giving him the proper clearance. And Robert Smith, an ace here, ties it as we go to number 4 coming up next.
Played it straight in.
And very firm and very nicely done. Match is even through 3 holes.
That was a change in Robert Smith's normal game plan. He normally plays off the left rail, just as Jeff did.
Many of the players on number 4 use a double bank shot. The block does come into play. To go for par and you wind up around that block, you may have to bank it for your deuce.
Yeah.
Oh, he did it very nicely. Just got by the corner of the block, or the brick if you prefer, and into the cup. Smith with the honors, putting a little heat now on Mr. Vestep.
Playing it off the left rail.
Needs an ace here to keep the match even.
5.
Plays it with the 2 banks. Didn't play it well at all, though.
You know, I think that the last hole, Frank, had an awful lot to do with Jeff's thinking here in terms of the carpet being a lot slower than it had been in the previous matches. That'll get to you as this match really moves along quickly.
Robert Smith in front for the very first time as we're on number 5. Played it off the back and straight into the cup. He parred the first hole, did Robert Smith, and now has fired 4 straight aces at Jeff Vestep.
Here's where experience may be telling its toll a little bit, and the fact Robert's played for so many more years on so many different conditions. It's a blind hole here. The golfers cannot see the hole as it's tucked in behind the knoll.
That's why most of them bank it off that back rail, as both players did, and both have aced it. We go to number 6, which is a 2-hill hole. Hole is actually kind of side hill in the upper right-hand corner.
Frank, you pointed out that Robert has a chance to become a 3-time winner. The other 2-time winners, Vance Randall in 67, 69, and the late Ray Browning in 75 and 80.
So his string of 4 straight aces ends here with this par putt. Safely in on number 6. Smith
won
What
that
up?
one. 2 knolls, right and left. The left one, second knoll, kind of throws the ball off to hit that backboard on the backside.
Over.
That's not going to make it.
Well, he had a big opportunity there to even the match, but didn't do so. Jeff has been putting actually, since he's been 14. He played in the TV series last year and won it. He's never lost a match on television.
That's right. The all-time undefeated champ is Mike Baldoza. 6-0 in TV series.
Just to have the hole. Played the bank shot.
I think he's smiling because he didn't expect the shot to react that way.
Of course, with the carpet wet, it's an entirely different course.
Right rail, behind the 2 pipes, off the back rail. That might not make it.
Not enough on number 7 for Robert Smith. Again, he'll have to settle for his 2nd straight par. He's still 1 up in the match.
Ebb and flow in this match. Nobody seems to be able to get the grip.
Well, we've been even, and each guy has had a 1-up lead, but that's as far as it's gone.
Jeff hasn't felt comfortable since the 2nd or 3rd hole. See if he can get it going again.
Very nice. So that evens things through 7. He won his national championship last year in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Here's Jeff changing the ball right now. He's really been concerned about this, and this is the hole that breaks back at about a 45-degree angle. Four banks.
With the carpet wet, I think he's really going to have to wrap it. 1, 2, 3, up the hill, off the backside for the 4th time, and not close enough to the cup. I'm surprised we have seen actually as many aces as we had on this hole. It's a tough hole, I think.
Really, and I think today it's going to be even tougher for both of these fellas to try to come up with an ace.
Par putt on number 8.
They've got number 9 staring them in the face, which is not a ace hole at all.
Certainly the most talked about hole on the course, and you'll see it momentarily. Ace for the lead here. Does it have enough? Not quite. So
They
he'll
don't
tap
talk.
in.
You know, Frank, they don't talk about number 8 often, but to me, it is really a very difficult hole, because I think that psychologically they're thinking about 9 and making 8 doubly tough.
This is normally a layup hole. I would imagine both players will lay it up. The cup, as you can see in the right center portion, and it's on a side hill slant, and will kick left. Everything will kick left.
And remember David Dingus, when he played against Jeff on this in the opening round, had a difficult time here. Came up with a 3. That's going to be fine.
One thing you don't want to do is get behind that brick, which is very easily done if you hit it a little bit too hard, because then you have to play that bank shot and side hill, and you have a tough time getting your par. So a par it is for Jeff Vestep. He's 4 under here in the front 9. Match is even, and I don't think Smith will charge it. He'll try to do the same thing.
Look at a little body English. Everybody nervous about this hole, even as a layup hole. Of course, most people can't see it as dramatically as it is on the course, but that ball has a tendency to really come off strong when it gets up around the hole and get in behind the block.
Each player has had the lead at 1 up, but right now we are even through the first 9 holes of this semifinal match in the National Championships of the Professional Putters Association. And we'll be back with more in just a moment.
Okay, Jeff, little rocky start there. Finally got yourself going as the match progressed, but you're all even.
Yeah, the course is playing a little different this morning, so the carpets are a little damp. Playing a little tougher.
There's never been a back-to-back champion in this tournament. Have you thought about that at all?
Yeah, I've thought about it a little bit. It seems like it puts a little more pressure on you, though, when you think about it.
And Robert, for you, there's never been a 3-time winner. How about that from a standpoint of pressure?
Just playing one match at a time. I don't worry about it until it's over.
Well, you fellas are all even right here, so you only play the front to get to the back anyway, so let's get going and see what we can do.
Thank you very much, Billy. We might point out this TV series marks the 24th consecutive year that the Professional Putters Association has brought to you the best in putting from outstanding putters around the world. We go to number 10. Match all even. Jeff Vestep, 23 years old, from Dayton, Ohio, and straight into the heart of the cup. This begins probably is regarded as the easiest stretch of the course. Most players will tell you should ace 3 out of the next 4 holes. See if Robert Smith can match him through the pipes, up the incline, and the second hill. And we go to number 11. Things getting a little tense right now. Fellas thinking about that money at stake. No less than $10,000 to the winner. On number 11, as you saw, you've got to just nudge it off that board, which will change direction of the putt just slightly and steer it into the cup.
Frank, when you interview the guys at the turn, I always try to take a look and see which guy psychologically seems to be in better frame of mind to go on, particularly when it's a close match. And I would have said Robert Smith, but it doesn't look like that's the case right now.
Well, he's 1 down right now. You saw his shot did not hit that side rail, and consequently did not go into the cup. Now, Vestep really didn't have a run in the front 9. He had 2 aces in a row, number 1 and number 2, and that was about it for him. And normally he's capable of 1 or 2 runs of 4 and 5 straight aces.
Here's that tough number 12. He wanted that. He came very, very close to coming up with an ace. It's extremely difficult. You know, Jeff beat to get into the tournament. Beat Eddie Coy, Louisville, Kentucky, 5-4, who's a former national champion himself. So Jeff really has some strong credentials.
Many players will tell you that number 12 is the second toughest hole on this course, next to number 9, especially if you hit it beyond the cup.